as we look at troubleshooting this first model here, I'm going to first things first is I'm just going to delete the guides. This model is actually pretty much almost there. There's a few little issues with it, as you can see. We have some walls that are kind of out of place. This is almost entirely a moving issue. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go to Edit, Delete Guides, just to kind of clear things up a little bit so I can see, because I don't need those guides anymore. And then when I look at a model for the first time and I'm kind of just trying to test and see what's wrong with it or what the issues are, I just kind of click around just to make sure that everything is grouped. We're going to talk a lot about grouping as we troubleshoot with these models. Everything looks grouped and looks good. The one thing I'm noticing though is when I click on this wall and I look at the group, the bounding box is actually really, really big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open that up just to see what's going on, and it looks like I've got some stray lines happening here. See these? That are sticking through the model. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to select those using the click and drag from right to left method. So I've selected the lines that I don't need, and I'm just going to delete them by hitting the delete key. Now I'll close it, and when I look at that group, once it's closed and once it's selected, the bounding box is a lot smaller. To move these things into place accurately, I'm going to select what it is I want to move. So I want to move this wall. Now I want to go to my move tool, and I'm going to be very, very precise. I'm going to be very deliberate with what point I start with. So I'm starting with this point, and I'm going to move it from that point to this point, and then I'm going to click to finish that movement. So I've just moved it into place. If I were to just grab it from any point, I'm going to have a really, really hard time getting it accurately moved into place. So you want to really, really think about the starting point, where you're moving it to, and the end point. There's basically kind of three motions. So let's do that again with this wall here. I'm going to select this wall, go to my move tool, orbit around, grab it by that end point of that chamfered corner, click from that point. Now I'm not really worried about anything until I get to my final destination, which is this endpoint here, because I want these 2 points to be touching each other. So I'll click on that point, and that's that. So already we've basically gotten everything moved into place, and I'm just going to look and see that all the lines are hard lines, because if I move this wall in like this and I see that that there's no actual line where they meet, I'm going to run into some trouble. So I just want to make sure that all the lines are hard lined. Last but not least, let's take a look at what's going on here with the stairs. So again, the stairs just want to be moved into the right place. So I'm going to grab them with the move tool. And I'm going to grab it from this point and move it into place right there. It looks like we have a remnant of something we don't need down here, so I'm just going to select this and delete it. Whoops, excuse me. And then I'm going to select this top stair and delete that because I don't need that either. And then I can just open this up, delete this line because that's not necessary. And then this line just seems to be sitting on top of this closed group. So I'm going to select that and delete that as well. So as I pull out now, I can see that everything looks nice and clean. So that's that. This model was basically almost there. We just needed to play a little bit with moving things into place accurately.